Alright guys, I'm back. Hopefully it's working fine now. I'm going to wait for some people to come back in and then I'm going to get back onto that review. Yeah. So, I'll quickly go to the other stream and tell people to come. How frustrating. Hey Jesse. Not much, man. My stream fucked up a bit, so I had to restart it, but it seems like it's okay now. So I'm gonna try and get in touch with Giacomo. What's up, dudes? Thanks for coming back. Sorry about this. I'm gonna try and see. It might have been my side, but just gonna try and get Giacomo back, and yeah, go from there. Do. It is a Lost Brethren shirt, my friend. What are the vibes like right now? What are you referring to exactly, my friend? Hope everyone's welcome back to the stream, guys. I'm just doing some social media stuff. Simba's doing great, thank you. And of course I remember. Alrighty. Where is Giacomo? Say something. Nah, I don't have your voice, my friend. Oh, this is so frustrating. I've got your picture just fine, but your voice is not there. So yeah, I'm gonna review this song anyway. Maybe Giacomo can sort his stuff out there. All right, so let's try the song again, guys. This is who we'll be listening to. It is, just need to read for their name again. Charybdis, my good friend Pete's band. So let's get into this song. This is the title track of the album, In the Shadow of Paradise. Please work. How does it look, guys? Send me a message, sweetheart. Tell me how it is. Because I'm paranoid now. These guys are from the London area, I believe. Alright, thank you very much. Definitely love this sound. It's like sort of like modern melodic death metal sound. Great vocals as well. myself a little viewer count in the corner so I know how many people are watching on Twitch, because that's where I need you guys for the support, my friends. I like that progression with the drums. Oh yeah. Back into riffage. Synchronized headbang is always really good. Nice guitar tone. Smooth player. I just love breakdowns so much. I just can't help myself. They make me want to put this face. It's a really well constructed song though. It's got like, I really like this kind of lick. And that progression is like, just incites headbanging. Really good drama though, quality. I'm doing great. Yeah, I'll let you give you some guitar pointers after the song finishes. Yeah, I loved it. Killer song. Bigger Boat film. That's who it was obviously made, directed by. So yeah. That was a really great song. I enjoyed the production a lot. I thought it was really solid. The songwriting was really great as well. The chorus had a nice pull line. The vocals were maybe a little bit monotone for me. Like I can't really distinguish any of the parts and like singing back to you right now, if you know what I mean. I mean, it was all good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like one improvement could be that they have a bit more concentration on the vocal melodies. Even if it is screaming, it's still melodies and patterns that people are gonna, relate to and wanna listen to. So I give the song a 7 out of 10, just on the basis that there is a little room for improvement with the vocals keeping me interested. But the songwriting is really great. The drummer is really, really cool. So I see a lot of potential. And I'll probably check out the full album, because I don't want to, give the band more of a chance than just one singular song. But yeah, thank you for sending that to me, Pete. And I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I'm gonna chuck their links up on screen now, so if you want to check out more, you can. The album artwork's really awesome. I really love that just everything about it, the solar system and it's just, it looks mystical, but very simple at the same time. It's hard to get simple but effective artwork, in my opinion, nowadays. So yeah. Oh, that is not the screen you want to see. That's an inception of what I'm doing. So, question: guitaring. Okay. Starting from scratch, the most important thing is to get a guitar that stays in tune and to learn how to tune. Because without having a tuned guitar that's always in tune, you're going to be learning things wrong from the start. So that is the first thing that I'd, focus on, making sure you've got a guitar that stays in tune and that you know how to tune up. And then repeated practice, really. At first, it's going to be very uncomfortable on your hands. Thanks, Simon. It's going to be very uncomfortable in your hands. It's going to be very, difficult to get the chord shapes and stuff. So you need to train your body, and basically, if it hurts, it's a good thing. Obviously not repeated. You don't want to be overdoing it, but you want to push the limits of your hands as much as you can, and then that way, your body will adjust to it. And the more comfortable you get physically with the guitar, the easier it becomes. So yeah, you want to practice as much as you can as well. It's gonna be really terrible at first when you're starting to play guitar. You wouldn't believe how bad I was when I started. I had a guitar that the soldering would go out on the electrics, and the tuning was just awful. It was beyond awful. But yeah, so my advice is to have good equipment and learn how to tune, and then just work on getting your physicality there, because learning chords and playing songs and stuff like that will come naturally as your body adjusts to playing guitar. And I'd also, one more recommendation, with those two things, is to just try and learn music that you like simple stuff, because you want to. It's a lot of hard work, but you want to enjoy the hard work, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I'd advise going early on. Get lessons as well. Because I never got personal lessons, and I highly regret it, because I have a lot of bad habits on the guitar that I still do. So yeah, that would be my biggest regret, of not being told what not to do early on. Don't get me wrong, I got around it and I could still play. But Simon, believe me, if I knew how to, I would. Did she feel jealous of your top fan status? I think honestly it's automatic if people post or share stuff regularly. So maybe you're just more of a proactive fan there, Simon. That's why you got the badge. So yeah, hope everyone's doing really good. Yeah, that's a good place to start. That's where I started. So try learning the song "Damn It." That's a great one. It's a really old Blink-182 song, but it's a very good one to learn. And I can still remember how to play that song now. So, alrighty. So I'm going to go back to Jack a minute, see if he can say something. Jack, It's so bizarre. Why is your output just non-existent? I don't seem to be getting anything from you, unfortunately. You're not muted. I'll check my settings again, but I honestly don't think it's me.
Oh, I am here. Oh, no.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay, nice.
What did you do?
Nothing. I mean, it's it's very, very weird.
Yeah, I mean, you just.
I can see you. I can see you on the. I can hear you, but I can see you on the chat here in Discord. But anyways, it's
all right,
good that you can hear me back.
Well, let's see if I can find you on the computer now. We're getting there, guys. Things are happening. Where even is Discord now? I've lost you. I've lost you completely.
It's 2020, but we will get there.
So how's things in Italy, man?
Yeah,
is life back to normal yet?
Yeah, maybe you didn't hear me before, no. But things are starting to get to normality pretty much. Guys, I mean, everyone has to wear still masks and do the exact same kind of procedures as before, but things are starting to get to a normal side then. So it's I think that is a good thing, I guess. So I mean, people can cross regions, we can go to visit relatives in another region, and we can go also on holiday vacations and stuff like that. So it's
oh really? Nice. So you're pretty much back to normal. That sounds good.
pretty much.
So
yeah. I mean,
have you been going out much, or what since you've been, since lockdown's been lifted for you? What is it that you've been doing? What have you found yourself doing?
Pretty much the same, because I am producing and I mean working with my new studio brand J-Con Audio, and recording and working also on the album and stuff like that. So it's like pretty much
nothing's changed.
Just go out. Nothing has changed, but I go out sometime to hang out with Laura, my girlfriend.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
And so I mean it's back to normality pretty much with the mask on and with some procedure to keep yourself safe going. But I mean, maybe we will be eventually getting in lockdown soon, because some stupid protesters are kind of invading the streets without protections and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Obviously that's a big concern with all the protests going on. Yeah. The virus is still out there.
It's a different kind of protest. It's a different kind of protest, because in Italy we have got a movement that thinks that the COVID-19 didn't exist. That is just an invention of the media. Yes.
Really?
Yes. It's that kind of protest. Yes.
Oh, okay. So sorry for my ignorance there. So what?
Yeah.
So enlighten us a bit. What's going on with that then? Because that isn't really hitting the news, obviously, right now with so much happening in America. So what's the story with that?
Because it's a local. It's basically a local movement. That's why it didn't have that much resonance, because it's a local movement that thinks that I mean, conspiracy theories that they think that the COVID-19 isn't existed, and
Is it a lot? Is it a lot of people, or how many people are we talking?
Fortunately, not so much people, but still enough to cover like a square, like the Piazza del Duomo in Milan. So it's a very huge square.
There's nothing super
was
insane.
Full of people, but no. It's
yeah, I mean, obviously there's been gatherings of thousands and thousands of people all around America and in Europe as well, in some of the major cities. That's why I thought maybe that there had been something going on. But apparently it's just because people don't believe that the COVID-19 is real. Well, fair enough to them. I mean, hopefully they don't catch it, because that would be pretty ironic, really. But
one of them did catch. One of them did catch the COVID-19.
Oh, well, one of the protesters caught it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well.
Yes, it's crazy.
There you go. So, let's have a chat about Hellfest then.
Hellfest.
Yeah. So, Hellfest is, if you don't know, is one of the biggest music metal festivals in the world. It's alongside Wacken and Download Festival. It's around 80,000 capacity.
And Summer Breeze, probably.
Around 80,000 capacity, would you say, Giacomo? Something like that, maybe a bit more.
No, it's. I was saying alongside also Summer Breeze, that is very huge, and I think that is more than 80. It's like 120,000.
Well, there you go. So it's a huge festival. And obviously, for any metal band, it's the kind of festival, it's like a bucket list thing. It's something you don't ever imagine being able to get. So I think it was early 2018, or it might have been the end of 2017, perhaps. I can't remember when we got the...
End of 2017, yes.
Yeah,
we got the message.
So, yeah, they basically... Normal protocol for this sort of stuff would be you'd have a booking agent or it would all get organised through email and stuff like that. But weirdly for us, the booker of the stage that we played, the Altar stage, just contacted us on our Facebook page. I pretty much said, "Hi, I'm an organizer from Hellfest. Would you like to play? Where should we send an email?" At which point I had a heart attack pretty much reading that, because obviously you get a notification.
Me too.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the whole band obviously got a notification. So yeah, we were like, "Oh, yes," like before even replying, we'd already said yes. So so I mean, that was fantastic just to have that opportunity. Have them ask us. We didn't even apply to play, just because it didn't seem like a realistic proposition, really. So they offered to have us on the Altar stage, which was fantastic news for us. We were just about to release Reanimation, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And obviously
we just I think that we just at that point of that mail, we just released just Survival Evolved as a single, but not the whole album.
Yeah, so it was kind of like perfect timing for us to have a show of that caliber to promote. So anyway, fast forward to 2018. They announced the lineup, and the lineup was pretty serious. I mean, it's impossible to go through all the bands because there's hundreds of bands, but pretty much most of the bands that you'd ever dream of playing as a metal band were announced alongside us, or us alongside them. So that obviously added to the excitement. Bands like Iron Maiden, particular one for me, Limp Bizkit, was epic to play a show, just around those guys. I mean, it was just surreal, really. So anyway, let's.
Matushka also.
Oh yeah, great. Who knows which one?
For example.
Oh, it was probably the original one before they split
right
up.
one, the right one. Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, the festival, we basically all decided we'd meet up separately. We had Julio drumming with us, so pretty much Morgan came to me, and I think this is actually when we started writing. This was we were just beginning to write the album that's we've got finished now. So yeah, me and Morgan were having a session, and then we flew over. Oh yeah, Johnny Depp was there. we flew over to France and got a train and stuff, and it was all pretty nice. We decided we'd experience the whole festival rather, because we had no shows either side, so we decided we'd go and experience the whole festival. So yeah, we flew into France, and we got a train and then a rental car. So it was a bit of a long day for us. How did the day go for you and Julio? Because obviously you travelled from Rome, was it?
No, we traveled from Milan, but actually we met up the day before to have a rehearsal, just drum and bass and backing tracks, to make sure that the songs were obviously okay. And then we met here at my place, and we went to Milan, and then from Milan we went to Nantes, and so yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, unfortunately James was busy with Vader at the time doing festival season shows, so we had Julio, who plays in Hideous Divinity and a bunch of other bands. He's quite a fairly regular depth for us. He's done a tour with us as well as the Hellfest show. Amazing drummer. We didn't really have to rehearse as a full band, even though it was such a big show. We just knew that Jew would fit in perfectly. We'd already played with him before on a tour in January, I believe, with Reprisal. So
yes, the UK tour.
Yeah, so so yeah, we all arrived there. When I first arrived, I went and grabbed all of our passes and stuff, which was surreal. You know, it was just like tour buses everywhere, and you know, it was the day before things really kicked off, so I can't really remember seeing anyone around of note. But yeah, the treatment was amazing. They gave us, you know, passes and food and a bunch of stuff, really. We didn't get to experience the backstage until the day we played, but yeah, I mean, even though we were early, they still gave us a nice campsite. We had a campsite slightly off site, where just so we could store all our gear pretty much in the rental cars and stuff like that. But yeah,
technically,
go on.
Sorry to interrupt, but it was pretty much on the back of the main stage where we slept.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like normally I wouldn't have a problem with like sleeping and in the tent areas with everyone else, but you know, when you've got loads of equipment and stuff and you're staying for a whole weekend, you need a bit of security. So yeah, they decided to put us around the back of the main stage, which is pretty incredible. And we weren't too far away, actually, you know, to the festival site, so it made it a lot easier for us. Yeah, so the treatment was great already. We got all our passes. They gave it all to us. And that was on the Thursday night. So on the Friday night, pretty much it was just a day where we decided we wouldn't get too messed up because we were playing on the Saturday. But it was, you know, a day to sort of experience the festival. It was my first time going to Hellfest. And I have to admit, I was really excited by it, but I had no idea how insane it would be. You know, when we got there, it was incredible, really. It's like the best way to describe it is like a theme park for metalheads.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like castle and loads of cool stuff. Like so many stages. I think there was like 7 stages or something in total.
Three.
Like the hardcore stage and the 2 main stages.
Yeah,
6 or 7.
It was like main stage 1, main stage 2, Valley, Altar, Temple, and then the War Zone. So 6 stages, I believe, or 7.
Yeah,
because there was an outside stage, but I mean a lot of stages for sure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean that was a cool experience to go around and see a load of bands. We got to see Meshuggah and hang out with those guys a bit. Yeah, I mean, what bands did you watch on the first day, Jack?
On the first day, I remember that the first band that I saw when I first saw the Altar stage, that was probably the most shocking impact of my life, because I was like, okay, I am here in front of this big stage, and the Suffocation were playing, and I was like, okay, I've got to play here tomorrow morning. And was like, what the fuck is going on? I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think we watched like Dimmu Borgir and some other bands. I mean, that might have been the day.
Dimmu was headlining that stage, I think, alongside. Dimmu was on the Altar stage, the headliner for the on the Temple stage, and the headliner at the Altar stage was Children of Bodom.
Yeah. So
Children of Bodom, Nile, and
Nile. I remember seeing Nile as well. Yeah, I mean, it's the amount of talent there was just absolutely ridiculous. To be honest, I mean, it's so great.
Morgan unfortunately lost Meshuggah because Miss Meshuggah, sorry, because there was a very strange thing that happened in the plane, because a random woman was complaining about just a 5 minutes delay of the plane, and because the thing got so intense and she was getting that mad, the chief, the steward of the plane called the police and made that woman go off the plane, and so the 5 minutes delay transformed in like an hour delay. So yeah, Morgan,
just so you know, guys,
Meshuggah.
Me and Morgan turned up to the festival early, and Morgan basically planned to pick up the guys from the airport. And Meshuggah was a band that we really all wanted to see. I didn't actually go and pick the guys up, so I got to see Meshuggah. But the joke's on me is because I was so mesmerised by how good they sounded and how good they were live. It's not the first time I've seen them, but I was so mesmerised that I actually gave myself heat stroke the day before he played a gig. Because I wasn't wearing a hat or anything, and I was just standing in the dead heat, and that's why later on, because you guys actually hung out with Meshuggah for quite a while in that evening, did you not?
Yeah, we were actually drinking with Per and with the other guys, and I mean it was like me, Morgan, Giulio, Per, and Edvard, the lighting technician, that, as for me, is one of the best light technicians in the world, because his show is I think that he is the 6th member of the band, because of the show he puts on the light desk is beyond amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's always disappointing to see Meshuggah in the sunshine just because of the lack of lighting, even though it's still really, really great. So unfortunately I missed that party, which would have been great, but I was suffering in the tent, super paranoid about the performance the next day. But yeah, so the day of the gig, we were playing third, I think. So we had a pretty early
second.
So we had we had a pretty early stage call, which is fine by me because honestly, it's shows like this that it's like being a kid at Christmas almost. Do you know what I mean? It's like super excitement. Just excited to, this is the kind of moments we work for, to play at these big festivals in front of the big crowds. So yeah, I think I woke up pretty early and I was like, just making sure I'd recovered okay from the heat stroke. I was pretty fine actually. I drank so much water and did everything I could to make sure that I was ready for the performance. So yeah, I mean, how are you feeling on the day, Jack? Did you feel nervous about the show, or because obviously it was one of your earlier shows with us? I don't know if you kept the numbers for the shows, but it was probably only
it was like
the 20th or something.
Pretty much, but I think that I was very comfortable with the band with you guys, because I mean we did the UK tour and the Canada tour. We did also Canada before Hellfest, so I mean I was very, very confident. But the thing is that it was like the first time that I had a little bit, because I never had a little bit any stage fright, but I was a little bit nervous because it's like I mean
it's just a high stakes show, a big moment.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that
so that's interesting, because I mean I had similar feelings, but for me it was I think I find it hard to know if it's excitement or if I'm worried, if you know what I mean, if I'm nervous. But to me it's normally excitement, because like I say, they're the moments that I live for, really. So it was just
same.
And I was pretty confident with my gear set up as well. I had all my gear was in pretty good nick, ready to go. So obviously we're one band that's always pretty prepared with our equipment to get up and play. So go on, what were you going to say?
And I mean the thing that you were saying about, I mean, but I never had that much stage fright as when I did my first live streams on the page.
Oh, right.
It was like at Hellfest, it was pretty okay. When I got to do my live stream on the page, I was freaking out. I was nervous as hell. So I mean, staying alone in front of your camera, playing the stuff was 10 times more intense than playing at the altar stage at Hellfest. It's crazy.
I mean, that's probably more to do with the unknowing and not knowing how the equipment's going to play out and stuff. To be honest, I actually get quite nervous playing in front of the camera, but I just keep try and keep doing it, so I'm desensitized to it. Nowadays, I just don't really care. Like at some point, early on when I'd watch back and it would be like slightly out of sync, or there'd be like some issues with the sound, I'd get really cut up about it. But I ended up not worrying, because at the end of the day, you gotta just do it to learn, with some of these things. So we got to the performance. It was actually fortunate being on second, because that allowed us to set up our equipment. What was the first gig you played where you realized? I'll answer that in a sec, just after we talk about Hellfest a little bit more. But probably, honestly, actually, Pete, I can answer that quickly now. It was probably 2009 Bloodstock Battle of the Bands when we won, when Simon gave us the nod and gave us our slot. That was kind of a moment where we thought, well, hang on, if he thinks we've got what it takes, then we should really apply ourselves to this and try and create a great album, which is where the first album came from. But obviously we actually won for Bloodstock with different a different guitar player. So I mean, you know, that was like before even Ben joined the band, so that was a real long time ago. But that was, I guess, that was the clicking point where I was like, I want to move forward with this, and you know, create a legacy of great music. It was the idea. So yeah, back to Hellfest. So yeah, we got to set up our equipment. It was so sick. The rider was so good for equipment. I had a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, and they gave me the choice of the cabs and everything, and they even gave me a choice of what version of the head I could get, a triple rec or a dual rec or whatever I wanted. I'm pretty sure I went with the triple rectifier in the end. But as you can imagine, we have a great big festival like that. The production crew were incredible. They helped us do everything really. Sound was good even, actually. So yeah, pretty much everything as far as the production wise goes, it was perfect. I mean, with festivals and stuff, if you guys don't know, generally beforehand you'll send like a production rider, which is basically just a sheet with all of your requirements as a band, and like 9 times out of 10 you know, you go on a tour and you send this to everyone, and it will be pretty shaky whether you'll get what you want. But at a big festival like this, you know, you give them the list and they supply. And yeah, they really did. I mean, what did you have? Didn't you have an 8x10?
An Ampeg 8x10 with an SVT classic all tube amp, 300 watts. I think that it was like the loudest I played in my whole life. I was even feedbacking with all my overdrives, and it was like
there you go. I mean, so that was what was great, is that, you know, they had the top equipment for us really, and the stage is so big that I couldn't actually even hear the bass, you know. So at that moment, they're the moments where it's good to use the 8x10s, to use 2 4x12s and stuff like that.
Eventually at Wacken, I heard like that you can have like 2 8x10 stacked, so you can have a 16x10 big speaker.
So unnecessary.
You can have all the speaker, and you can have all the speakers on. So it's like crazy. I mean,
it's ridiculous. That's just a wall of disgusting sound, pretty much. So yeah, so cut a long story short, we were all ready to play pretty much. We played about midday, I think. So obviously we were a little bit...
It was 11:40.
11:40, yeah. So obviously we were a bit skeptical as to how the crowd would be, but the opening band, I believe, was a French band. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were a local death metal band. Old school in style. Executor, they were called. Yeah, what a name.
Executor. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, they had a really great crowd. So, you know, instantly those worries were away. And, you know, if you consider, like Giacomo was saying, there can be up to 120,000 people at the festival. You know, we didn't have anything to worry about. So yeah, stage time came on. And I think I got really nervous at this point. I think I went to the restroom maybe like 5 times within half an hour, within the half an hour set that the guys were playing before. You just smoking cigarettes, and just like the clock seemed to be going backwards in time. I don't know. It felt like the longest half an hour set of my life. That's all I'm going to say. But I was even being super. I'm not saying when we played, the band before us, because I was all.
Okay.
I guess I was mentally prepared from like 9 a.m. So, how were you feeling leading up to going up on stage? I mean, once the band had finished played, that 15-minute changeover felt like the snap of a finger. Do you know what I mean? It was like...
Yes. It was
like...
it was crazy.
It was like, as soon as they came off stage, all of the Hellfest crew, you know, they went crazy and they sorted everything out for us. Everything was in place. Yeah. I remember just taping my pedals to the ground and just being like, don't look up kind of thing.
And I remember that that morning I had like the most strange breakfast of my life, because Penny gave me a protein bar and I had like a Red Bull, because actually is a thing that Hellfest, the altar stage and the temple stage, next to the monitor at stage left, my side, there were a fridge full of Red Bulls. So I mean, even
Oh, no.
even during the set, I could like maybe take a Red Bull, and yes, so it was like very strange to
So,
have that fridge of Red Bull
a heart attack breakfast,
literally
pretty much.
behind my monitor. Yes, yes.
Just so you know, guys, Penny is the label owner of the label that put out Reanimation. He was there with us, helping us do some press and stuff like that. And and he was there for moral support on the day. So yeah, I mean, we started playing the show, and the crowd were responsive instantly. Really, like it was a killer show. Like for me, I can't remember any problems at all. The stage and the tent was just a surreal size. I mean, it just seemed bizarre how big it was. I don't know how big they are exactly, but I think you can fit about 10,000 people in those tents. Do you think, or?
Yes.
Like
Definitely.
it's like bigger than the Sophie Lancaster stage at Bloodstock, for example. It's like longer and wider.
And also because every tent has got the screen outside.
Yeah.
That means that a lot of people can see you from outside the tent. So inside the tent will be like 10,000 people, but still lots of people outside the tent can watch you. So I mean, you can literally be playing in front of 25,000 people.
Yeah, just to explain what Giacomo's talking about, like so you got the main stages, and then you have like 3 tents that alternate. I say tents, but they're massive stages, like 10k capacity, as we were saying. And at the door of each of these stages is a humongous screen, like the ones they use in like squares and stuff to play sports on. And you can just, if you don't want to get going, if you want to sit in the sun, you can, and you can just watch the band whilst listening to the sound coming out live, because the sound systems there are amazing as well. It's all like top quality stuff. People get what they pay for as far as the quality of sound goes. Like I really enjoyed every band I saw, especially on the main stage. I thought it was incredible how good it sounded. But yeah, I mean, so we had a fair length set. I think it was like 45 minutes, if I remember.
30 minutes.
Oh, was it only 30? Okay, well that's
30 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that 30 minutes is actually shorter and sweeter. So it was just really fun. We did a massive wall of death, one of the biggest we've ever had as well, and we weren't actually supposed to do a wall of death. But the stage manager never told me that. So it's kind of like I did a wall of death, and then I looked, after the song, I was getting like sort of told not to do that sort of thing. And I kind of looked over at the guy, and I was just like, yeah, man, like rock and roll kind of thing. And he was like shaking his head, like as if to say, yeah, no more walls of death. That's not really a thing here. But yeah, I was just so hyped. I thought that the stage manager was getting into us. He probably hated me for that, because yeah, I mean it's not a great thing to be doing. But yeah, it was super hot, but because of the way the tent was so big and stuff, it was a really good conditions gig. And I mean, I was super happy afterwards. We got a good photo, and yeah, I was just super pumped, really, because we had pretty much 2 full days of festival to enjoy after that, because obviously we'd not been drinking and stuff before, so it was like kind of time to party, really. How did you feel after the show, Jack?
I felt like I mean, I was kind of it's it is over. I mean, is it over? I mean, it was like
Surreal.
being awake after a very good dream. I mean, it was like I could like being on that stage forever. I think so. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
like
it definitely made us hungry, didn't it? Because we were like, right,
yeah,
we need to do more big stages. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying our music doesn't work on the small stages, but I feel like when we play on a big stage, we're at home. That's how I feel anyway. The bigger the stage we have, the more at home we are. Um,
same as we played in Metal Days at the main stage. It was very very great also, and felt very very empowering and very very pumped. So
yeah,
it
that was a similar opportunity to be offered main stage on Metal Days for a second time as well. Was it was an honour. But like I was saying before, it's these moments, guys, these festival slots that really, they make it all worthwhile for a band at our level. Don't get me wrong, there are, bands that are touring more and stuff, they get to play these festivals on the regular and stuff like that, but that's not a position that we're in. So as fans, these moments are like, it's an honour for us, really. And yeah, I'm hoping that we can get to experience more shows like that, and I'm sure we will. And I'm sure the festivals will be opening up by next year. And
maybe.
No, definitely. It's got to happen. People are trying to open things up now, so another 16 months, and I'm sure it will be back to norm. So yeah, some other things about Hellfest. The catering, my God.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Honestly, the best catering I have ever experienced. It was like a Michelin star buffet, It was just endless amounts of food. I mean, I can't remember specifically what I had, but it was at least 3 or 4 plates worth of delicious food. They had everything from like seafood to like fast food, fruits, and it was in like a posh sort of dining, like made up dining area, wasn't it, Jack? Like with nice tables, tablecloths, and it was really nice.
It was unbelievable.
Like fresh breads and oh god, amazing. The backstage was really cool as well. Really interesting concept. It's basically what they had. They had like obviously with hundreds of bands, it's not possible just to have a actual backstage sort of area. So what they did, they had like a building complex which they had divided into all of the separate artists' little like cubbies. And that was super cool because like on the Saturday we were just around all the bands that were playing. And I got to, a few highlights. Giacomo got to meet quite a lot of people that he idolizes. I'll go through my experiences first. So I got to my favorite part of it was watching Ice-T from Body Count. Body Count were playing. He was getting given some Doc Martens or something, and just watching him go through these Doc Martens with with some rep from Doc Martens. It was surreal, and him being like, "Damn, I really like this." Yeah, and me just like being like, I just watched him on an episode of Rick and Morty, like. And now I'm seeing him get Doc Martens handed to him, and it was just bizarre. I randomly bumped into Chino from Deftones, just walking to the arena. He was just hanging out.
Deftones.
He was just hanging out, just on the side of the road, and I was just like, Chino, yo, I loved your music when I was, since I was a kid. and it's just surreal for me. And my favourite moment, I think, was meeting Jonathan Davis from Korn, because, you know, as a kid, I was like such a huge Korn fan, and unfortunately, I don't have the picture to put up, but yeah, I don't know, he's such a epic dude, and I'm quite a big gamer. I'm quite big into gaming, and you should, like, if you haven't seen it on his YouTube pages, he's got his own gaming rig that he takes on tour, and it's literally a flight case that he opens up, and it's got like the Xbox, the PlayStation, and it's got like a huge TV with a gaming chair that he pulls out and all this stuff. And yeah, so when I met him, I mentioned to him that I'd seen that video, and that as a joke, I said that's my touring goals, is to have a rig like him on tour. And yeah, just he burst out laughing and stuff, and we got a photo of him laughing with me, and I don't know, that was just a surreal moment to be able to make someone like that laugh, someone that I idolized as a young kid, that made me, you know, want to do this stuff, and just to be able to not just get a photo with him, but, you know, give him a bit of comedy for the day. Was a really great moment for me. But yeah, I mean, I loved that backstage area. They gave us so much food and stuff there as well. I just didn't want to leave, to be honest. It was so good. I think I spent quite a lot of time just sitting in the backstage room, just like, this is great. There was like a photo booth situation as well, that me and Toria did a photo. They gave us a bottle of wine as well, which had all the band's names on it as well, which I brought home and gave to the mother-in-law as a keepsake. And yeah, I mean, it was just a great experience. Great to be able to enjoy the rest of the festival. What experiences did you have? Because obviously we went together the whole time, Jack, because there was a lot of different bands, stuff we wanted to see. What were your favorite couple of moments from the whole experience?
Probably the favorite band, besides because I never saw Maiden, and I was looking forward to see Maiden, but I kind of expected a show that was at that level. They were superb, but the band that probably I enjoyed the much because I was like very, very I was looking forward to see them, was Watain.
Oh, yeah, that was an incredible show. I saw that as well. Yeah. That was so
Watain
good.
were amazing that day. And yeah, some highlights were like happened to me also, because I met Eric from Watain, and I remember that the next day, where we weren't supposed to use the backstage area, I asked if I just could like take a quick shower, and I remember that I entered in the shower and I met randomly Mike D'Antonio from Killswitch Engage, and when I was like exiting the shower, like I literally bumped into Michael Amott from Arch Enemy, and it was like, dude, I want to watch your show so bad, and he was like, hurry up, hurry, we are like on in 5 minutes or so, and I was like, jeez, like,
yeah,
they were, my clothes on.
Arch Enemy were really good, actually. That was a good show as well.
Yeah,
on the time.
Yes.
So yeah,
and yeah.
So it was pretty good time, guys.
Great band.
I'd highly recommend Hellfest if you guys haven't been to it before. It's definitely somewhere where you at least have to experience it one time, because there'll be more bands than you could ever possibly want to watch, and yeah, it's just a killer time, really. But yeah, thanks, Jack, for coming on. We got there in the end. I'm probably going to have you on again pretty soon.
Yeah.
Jack's working hard on his JCon audio at the moment. Do you want to just tell us about that briefly, and just tell us where people can find some info on what you're doing?
I mean, Jaycon Audio is basically a recently started kind of brand of mine that is right now is just, I mean, I'm offering mix and master online basically, and I am working on a backing track pack series in different genres, so I can offer specific lessons, bass lessons in specific genres. So I mean, if you want to do metal, I have lots of content that I did for metal. If you want to do funk and etc. etc. So I am working on that aspect also.
That sounds interesting. So
yeah.
So yeah, again, appreciate you coming on, Jack. I think I'm gonna play a couple of songs before I head out. But yeah, that was our Hellfest experience, basically, guys. And like I say, highly recommend going to that festival, visiting it, because it's an incredible place, and there probably isn't anywhere like it on Earth. Really, it is actually amazing. So, all right, Jack. Appreciate you again, and I'll speak to you soon. Alrighty, guys. So I'm gonna play some songs for you now. I'm gonna play a Forlorn World song and probably another Bloodshot song. If you got any questions for me, just shoot them into the chat. I hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. And yeah, thanks again, Pete, for the song, for reviewing. I think at first I'm going to play a song from my band, from my solo project, which is getting closer and closer to release, my friends. Soon you will have all the music in your ears. Like I said, I've decided to start playing without headphones. How did I meet Ben? We went to the same school, bud. Lived in the same village. Bloodshot Dawn started way before he even started playing guitar. And eventually, the long-time guitarist that we had before Ben left. Ben was kind of waiting in the wings, and because you know he got very, very, very good very quickly. He also did some music with Doug, like some online videos. But we were also, me and Doug and Ben were also in a band together before we were all in Bloodshot together, which was Ant's melodic death metal project Carmine. Kind of weird, really. I was like a fill-in guitar player, but then I left that project, and then they all came over to Bloodshot. Which is weird how it worked out, but there wasn't really. We lived in a village and stuff, you know. There were, not a city or anything, so there wasn't really many options. But fortunately, we were all on quite a fairly high level at school on our instruments. So, obviously, we managed to make Bloodshot. But yeah, it's a bit weird. You can't see my face. Oh no, that's. I'll try and put this one up a bit so you can see my expressions. There you go. You can just about see my voice. Alrighty, so yeah, I'm gonna play. This is The Shadowmancer by my solo project Forlorn World, or it will be once I get the song. All right. Here we go. Head and Shoulders. Up the last bit there, but yeah, that was the Shadowmancer by Forlorn World, guys. So that is more stuff of that stuff is coming very soon. So a Fender Squire is a good introduction guitar, yeah, for sure. Just make sure you get a brand new one. Goblin, absolutely, my friend. I'm self-taught, and I did not really use the little pinky that much, so I actually had to relearn how to use it. There are some things that are really hard to do. Oh, let me get my face in the picture. Oh, this is stupid. Okay. Right, there we go. There we go. Got there in the end. So, so let me answer that more in depth. Yeah, so there will be some stuff that you won't be able to do as smoothly, but nothing is impossible, man. I mean, I've seen videos of dudes playing guitar and they don't have any limbs at all, you know. So losing one of all these fingers is easily adaptable. The human will is very, very strong. And I feel like if people can play guitar without any legs or hands, you know, we can do anything with two fingers. Obviously, there's some stuff, you know, that's some stuff that normal people like us would need 10 fingers to do. But yeah, Fender Squire, definitely a good intro guitar. So make sure you get it new. You might want to have someone look at the guitar like that as well, just to make sure it's, like I was saying, set up properly so it stays in tune and stuff. It's definitely a good start point. Anything lower budget than that isn't going to be really worth your time. I would actually recommend, if you're going to get an introduction guitar pack, I'd go for an Ibanez one. Or a Yamaha. Yamaha ones are really good. Fallen World does have special guests. Yes, it has pretty much a guest in every song. Like the most notable guest that I have announced already would be Francesco Paoli, who is the vocalist of Flesh God Apocalypse. He's doing a song with me. Maybe I can give you a little demo of that or something. Maybe I'll do that in a minute. I'm going to play another Bloodshot song for you guys in a second. But yeah, if anyone's got any more questions, I think I'm going to play a song from the first album now. Oh no, I already did that. I'm going to play a song from the second album, as I've played one from the first and third. I'm going to play Smoke and Mirrors, just because I like it. Can I play any Green Day? I can't really remember. I used to be able to play Basket Case, though. But I mean, mainly that stuff's kind of like... I would play Image Faded, but that's a bit of a long one, and I can't exactly remember it. Oh, I can, but I don't want to risk it by playing something that's a bit risky. A bit risky. I'm a coward, basically, is what I'm saying. Alright, I'll risk it. I'll risk it for a biscuit, and I'm gonna play. I'll play Black Hole Infinity, or at least I'll try. Alright. Wish me luck, guys. This may be terrible. Alrighty, that was Black Hole Infinity, guys. I'm actually feeling good. Like, I just want to thank all you guys for tuning in. I know I always thank you guys for tuning in, but having this platform for me is really helping motivate me to play guitar more, practice more. So I just want to say I really appreciate all of you tuning in, because this is my 15th show. I'm going to be doing 31 of these specific shows before I switch to like more of a standard Twitch streaming thing. So I just want to give you guys a lot of respect for tuning in. I know a few of you guys tune in pretty much every time. So appreciate that, John. It's a work in progress. Hopefully by the 31st episode I'll be ready to take on the streaming world. But yeah, I mean, I've been working on my rig and stuff, guys. Working on my computer and everything to make a better quality thing for you guys. So I hope everyone gets something out of what I'm doing. And yeah, just thank you. I'm going to play another song for you guys instead of being a soppy boy. And I'm going to play... one of my favourites that Bloodshot have ever written. It's the first song we ever put out on an album. It's track 1 of the first album. This is Beckoning Oblivion. I'm going to skip some of the intro because it's quite awkward for me to stand here for a minute. Fire some questions at me, guys. Honestly, anything. I want to interact with you. I want to answer your questions. Like, let's talk. I'm going to be getting off the stream in about 10 minutes. So if you've got any questions for me, now's the time. Again, much love to all of you. Much love to all of you for taking the time out to watch me do my thing. I'll continue to do it. Alright guys, this is Beckoning Oblivion. selection to play. Just it wasn't so. It just changed so much. Alrighty, that was Beckoning Oblivion in its entirety. Alright, no worries, dude. Glad you're enjoying the streams, man. I'm enjoying doing them. It's a lot of work, actually, but it's fun. It gives me something to do. It reminds me what day of the week is. So that's definitely important. Pickups. So on this wonderful guitar, my Ion, I am using, you can't really see it, they're blacked out, Seymour Duncan Nazgul and Sentient set. Love them. Just, they sound so good. As soon as I got them, I pretty much decided that this is the company that I want to go with. So I'm endorsed by them. But my other older guitars do have some differences. Well, that's a personal question. I will answer it in a second, though. I'm gonna grab my V now and just basically show you why. The reason I use this guitar on stream, I do use the V live and I do use the V. The reason I use this guitar on stream is because for me it sounds the best with my pedal rig that I'm using to perform on stream. Although saying that, this other guitar does sound pretty cool, but it's just a bit more high-end. But yeah, I'll switch now, and I'll explain about the pickups on that guitar as well. Alrighty. Tuning might be a bit funny. A little bit flat on the A. Nothing to cry home about. I haven't played this guitar in over a month, but so yeah, this guitar is just not quite as full sounding as the other one. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks hella cooler. Like, it's a badass guitar. Like, maybe I should just play this live because it looks cooler. I mean, play it on the stream because it looks cooler. Because this is still my favorite guitar that I have. This is like, I helped design it, and it's just everything I ever wanted in a V 7-string. But as you can hear, it's a bit more sort of, it's bit more sort of like a high-endy. I'm gonna play a song in a minute with it though, just because I got it out now. So I'll play a song with it. So it's not a wasted motion. So what do I do? Yeah. I mean, I've done a host of things, to be honest. In my time, I've been a plumber. I've been a bunch of different things. Right now, I was working within music industry as well, like working with bands, managing bands and doing that sort of thing. Booking tours for other bands and stuff like that. Stuff that I've been doing for a long time. Obviously I made a bit of that, enough to get by. But I've pretty much always been scraping, really. My equipment and stuff that I have, I've got 3 years of endorsements and grinding to get the gear I want. I've dedicated everything into it. Yeah, you possibly did. I booked that whole tour, so if that was the one with Seprivation, then yeah, I was involved in that. But nowadays, I'm just like dabbling in photography, really, and doing some stuff in that field. Pretty unrelated to metal, but yeah. Oh wow, I got 11 viewers on Twitch, and now because of that, my viewer count looks all fucked up. I need to move it over a bit. There you go. Thanks guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Makes me not want to stop the stream, but I've got to stop soon, otherwise the recordings get ruined. But I am going to stream later. I'm probably going to play some games and maybe play some more guitar or something, perhaps. I'll see how I feel. I've got some stuff to do related to the band, so I think I'm gonna play you this last song, guys, and then yeah, you too. Stay well, yeah. I'm gonna play you one more song. I'm gonna play you Vision, and then I'm gonna get going here. Ooh, missed the start of it. Alright, let's do this.
Look across your
circle pit, guys. Let's get it going. Almost fell over then. Not used to it. Alright guys, that was Vision. So, thank you for tuning in, fellas and ladies. My next stream is on Friday. I will have Greg from Legion visiting the party. He is one of my favourite dudes in the metal scene. The guy is an absolute gem of a human being, an incredible guitarist. So I implore you to come and watch that. If you want to support the band, you can. Blah, 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 blah. You can go here. And I am sending out this merch as I can, trying to stay safe whilst doing it. But you can. This is the only place you can get official merch from us. So come and buy it if you like what you've heard today. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Hopefully I'll see you all again. And thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there. And yeah. Keep it metal, guys. Nice one, guys.